Today's episode is all about life goals. The thing about life goals is that they define a path for you. They define a line, and that line is not necessarily straight, but it will guide you, it will help you, it will motivate you. The next question you should ask yourself is, what are my life goals? Maybe think of it like this. You're gonna need three kinds of goals: short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. The biggest problem that people face these days is that they overestimate what they can do in a year and they underestimate what they can do in a lifetime. So the problem with that is this: if you think that you can achieve a certain goal within a week and that goal was just unachievable within that time frame, you will feel depressed, frustrated, demotivated. What you want to do is that you want to come up with SMART goals. And what are those? So SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Let's break it down. Specific goals. Make sure that your goals are specific. What does that mean? Don't just say, I want to be the best in the world. That's a fine goal to have, but let's have that as the mission, not goals. That's your mission, that's your vision. Now goals, make them specific. So for example, if you want to achieve a certain amount of money that you make, a certain number of gigs that you play, whatever that might be, make it specific. Measurable. Okay, this one is super important. Don't just come up with random goals. Make sure you can measure them. Make sure you can keep track of them. My suggestion, keep a practice diary. And the practice diary doesn't have to be just for your practice of your musical instruments. It can be of anything you do, because everything requires practice. Write down what you did, when you did it, and how you did. Achievable and realistic. I'm going to pack these two together because they go together really. Make your goals achievable. Either short-term, medium-term, or long-term. Make sure that you come up with realistic and achievable goals. Don't just say, I want to be better than Buddy Rich. Guess what? There's only one Buddy Rich. There's only one Michael Jordan. There's only one Michael Jackson. Be you. Do you, and make it achievable. Failing to do so will lead to depression, frustration, and eventually you'll just give up on all your goals. Timely. Super important. Set deadlines. For me, for example, running the Leeds Academy, I set dates by which I want to achieve a certain number of students. My own practice, I set dates by which I want to achieve a certain speed. I do that for everything. I set a date and that's it. And what actually happened is that I set that date and then I start that chase, I start the fight, the hustle, and then I actually get to the goal before the date that I've set for myself. The other thing about life goals is that you gotta go for them. So let's talk about the chase. The chase is the process, the hustle, the grind. You can call it all the names you want, but that's the most important phase when it comes to achieving goals. If you don't enjoy struggling, if you don't enjoy chasing something, then you might as well stop making goals for yourself. Or think about this: come up with a new goal. Enjoy the struggle. That's a good goal to have. That's a good skill to develop. If you learn to do that, if you learn to enjoy that process of chasing and struggling and hustling, there will be no unachievable goals. Right now, one of my goals implies exploring markets abroad. I've been traveling all over the world. I've been in the European market, I've been in the Middle Eastern market, I'm now in the British market, and I do want to explore the American market. That's one of my goals. I put it out there for accountability once again, because I'm not scared of the struggle that will be. Get me no wrong, I do understand the struggle. I've been away from my family for 4 or 5 years now. The people who have raised me, I've seen them 3 times in the last 4 years. You know why? Because that's the hustle, that's the struggle, that's the grind, and I love it. My goal today is to help as many people as I can. That's my goal today, and I really hope I achieve it without getting in my own way and without allowing obstacles to disturb that goal. So, what's your goal for today? Alright, I had a couple of issues yesterday with the computer. For some reason, none of my lessons were actually recorded. It was projecting onto the screen there, and it was showing that it was recording, but it didn't. Yeah, I gotta figure out what's going on. I seem to be on track when it comes to fixing these issues. I'm using a different software though. It seems to be a lot more efficient, less lagging. It's called OBS, and now I'm sure everyone who does streaming is like, of course, how come you're not using your OBS from the beginning? Because I don't know computers. I do this, okay? I do this. Get it? One of my main goals in life appeared, or changed I guess, on April 1st, 2016. That's the day of course Lewis was born, and from that day on I focused and I'm fixated on the idea of improving my life, Catherine's life, so his life will be better than what I could provide him if my focus and my goal wasn't that. The career that I've chosen is difficult. I'm a musician, I'm a music teacher, I'm an entrepreneur, all high-risk jobs and professions. Lewis shouldn't be a victim of my life choices. Every single minute is work. Every second is work. Even when I'm with them, I'm thinking about how I can help that kid to accomplish everything he wants. And that starts with us, the parents. Time to work. It's now 6:45. I just taught 3 students. I saw some progress. I got questions. I gave some answers. Now I'm done here at the academy. One of my short-term goals was to set up this system, right? You guys have been following my adventure when it comes to my cameras. I don't know if you can tell, but the quality of the image improved substantially. The audio is awesome. Actually, let me show you what I mean. Yeah, that was shot here during the lessons. It's awesome. No more pixelated image and blurry and lagging and all that. I'm super excited about the future here at the Leeds Drum Academy. When it comes to aligning technology to education, I'm there. That being one of my goals, I feel like I've accomplished it. It's time to ask myself, what's next? I got my medium-term goals and I got long-term goals for me. One of my medium-term goals is to help musicians all over the world. And I call that medium-term goal because that's for the next 5 years. And then one of my long-term goals is to life goals for tonight: to see my son awake.